everybody, it's Robbie from Southern California, and today I'm going to talk about zucchini, which is my favorite vegetable. But there are a few different types you can grow. You've got the regular one, which is called the black beauty. Then you've got the gray, also called the Mexican zucchini, some people call it. Then you've got, I think it's called the Cocozel, and then you've got the round ones. Now, I didn't grow any round ones this year, but I did last year and the year before. But let me show you real quick what a black beauty, the one that everybody seems to grow, is. I've got quite a few in here. I've got some small ones in here. Oh, I've got a really big one in here. I've got this one. And there's one more. Let me grab the other one too. Got some small ones. All right. Now, these seem to be the most common. They're dark green. They can get really long. You can get them like 10 pounds. They look like watermelons. These are the ones that are the most common. And normally you would pick them small. I've got some that are too small. I'm not going to pick any real small ones right now since I have so many big ones and more in the house and more all over. These are fantastic for doing whatever you want to do with them. They're all fantastic for baking, for roasting, for making patties out of them, like you would do potato patties. You can make zucchini patties. You can do all kinds of stuff with this, or just cut them up, put them in a frying pan with a little butter and saute them, and they are fantastic just on their own with a little salt and pepper. So this is the one that you see most people grow. Now generally you do pick them a little smaller than this, but I don't mind them big. If they've got the seeds, I do de-seed them. Now, if you were going to blend them up in a blender and use them into cake batter, it doesn't matter, but I still technically I like taking the seeds out. You can also roast the seeds like you do pumpkin seeds if you've got big seeds in them. The small ones won't have seeds, but the big ones are getting ready to regrow, so they're growing seeds. Now, I'm going to go down there by the wall. You'll see down there, and I'm going to go pick a whole bunch of gray because I've got a whole bunch of containers and totes on the ground growing the gray zucchini, and I'll show you what I picked them. Let's go get those harvested today because they need to be harvested. Let's go get those. Now there, I covered them with tulle. I had some ground squirrels that were coming in and taking little nips, but they don't like the tulle, so it kind of deters them and keeps them away. I just literally draped it on there. I could have done it better with stakes, but it worked. And that's the way I did it there. And those are all gray ones except for the front one, which is a regular black beauty zucchini. But the rest of them are all gray zucchini. And they have been doing fantastic. And I got quite a big harvest. And that's the first time I'm harvesting them right now. And they've been only growing for like a month and a half. They're not even that old, the plants. None of these plants are over 2 months old. All right, I've got a lot of gray squash I've got to get off. I might make some of it for dinner, so I'm going to go pick it, and you can watch me pick it. Normally, it's better to do it in the morning. It's early afternoon, but I'm just going to get it off now. Now I'm in my front yard. This is the block raised bed that Gary made out of cement for me. And I've got what I believe they pronounce the cocozel. This is the first time I've ever planted them. And they are absolutely gorgeous. I'm going to pick this one so you can see it. And just the coloring is magnificent. Let me get this picked. We don't want to hurt the plant because we've got more flowers. There it is. Let me show you the difference on all three of them. Now this one's got beautiful striping. Isn't that gorgeous? This you would use like any other zucchini. This is the gray. They call this the gray. They seem to grow very round, I've noticed. And then of course, well wait, we've got another zucchini. Let me pick the other one because it's got to come out too. And it's full of flowers. This is a black beauty. Now, as you know, they will get long and they can get as long as a watermelon. But look at the difference. Isn't that gorgeous between the three of them? Isn't that really, really different? So normally I grow the Black Beauties. This is new to me, and you can get ones that grow round. You grow whatever you want. Grow all of them for fun. The plant itself in the summer, late spring into summer, the plant grows really, really fast. So you would put the seed in the ground and you will be harvesting, if all goes well, in less than 30 days. I was harvesting that fast. I was getting zucchini. Now I've got it growing all over the property. Probably have picked close to 50 to 100 pounds. But you know what? I'm using it, and if you have to, you can chop it up and freeze it, compost it. This has just been the greatest, most fun thing that you can grow. Zucchini is my favorite because you can do so much with it. I've got a lot of different videos on zucchini. Check it out. But I wanted to show you the different varieties that they've got, and they grow really here the same, really fast. And I thought this was just pretty, and I really wanted to share it with you. And being that I've got the gray, see, I've had some nips out of the gray. That was on the back wall. So what I did there is I put the tool around and it stopped them, but I had to let it continue to grow. And now it's finished growing and I'm gonna pick them. And the tool has helped. If you've got problems with rodents, squirrels, rabbits are starting to pick around my squash a little bit, tool will work. So go ahead and try it. You could stake it in, make it a little more secure. I just threw it over, and you know what? It worked for me. But that is what they're calling a cocozelle. I thought that was really pretty and worth sharing. And of course, the Black Beauty that get massive. They can get really big. The difference between them is when they're smaller, they're sweeter, they have no seeds when you go to cook them, and you can leave the skin on. When they get really big, if the skin is hard, you just peel it with a carrot peeler and then use it whatever way you're going to use it. Now here are the 3 squash that I'm growing this year. This is the Black Beauty. This is what they call the gray. It's just the color of it, and the leaves are gray on the plant. These have green leaves. This has kind of a silvery gray leaf. And then this is called a cocozel. I have never grown this before. Isn't this a beautiful squash? It's got different markings. What I'm going to do right here real quick so we can see what it looks like inside. So I'm going to end up having to cook them all tonight. But let's cut a little bit off. Actually, I'm going to use it in it. I'm going to use it in an enchilada. Okay, looks like we all know. And when I store this, I will store it like this, and it can store for days like that. But I'll move that right now here. Let me just take a little bit off, just see if I can taste anything different. Very sweet tasting. It always tastes really, really sweet. Okay, so we know what that tastes like. Now this one got nipped by some squirrels. I don't worry about that. Oh, this cuts really easy, and it's so big. Look at the difference. I can see a very slight difference. This one's, maybe it's got a slight greenish to it. This might be a little more creamier in the middle. I know it's hard to tell, but it's very slight. So let me just taste this one, see if it tastes the same. Let's see. I want to bite where the squirrels didn't. Let's see. It's softer. This one's got more of a crunch. You know, it tastes the same, but really, actually this one tastes like something I'd want to eat just raw. Wow. And this is a cocozel. Let's take a look and see what this one looks like. First time I ever grew them. A little tough to cut. Looks very similar to the regular zucchini. I would not be able to tell the difference if you would hand it to me peeled. Looks just like that, where this one's got a little bit of a slight creamier look to it on the inside. Let's see what this one tastes like. I'm grating it up and putting it in an enchilada today. Obviously all 3 ends. Without knowing the history on this, I'm going to say it's probably just a variation of the Black Beauty. Tastes exactly the same to me, but that's what they look like on the inside. You know, these seeds might be mature enough to try to grow. I'm going to give you a hint. If you took a squash and you cut it and used part of it, but you turned it upside down on the plate and you left it and it didn't rot and you could leave it for weeks, the seeds inside will continue to feed off the mother plant, which is this, and they will still mature, and you would be able to get some mature seeds out of your zucchini. Okay, now we know what they all look like on the inside. This has really been my favorite vegetable since I've started gardening. It always has been, because you can do so much with it. So there it is, 2 different types, 3 different types, and of course you can get the round one too. And then there's the yellow squash, whole different squash. We'll get into that another time. With that, have a wonderful, wonderful day. And don't forget to eat what you grow. Bye-bye. Wow, you are pretty. Pretty little thing.